To today's from a couple more spots than I normally do. So I think I'm live on my profile. So if you are someone that follows me on my profile and you don't normally see this kind of content, I decided to put it on there because this is some good lead generation training that I teach to all of my students, and I thought it would be a very cool thing to be able to show to you as well. Applies to more businesses than just gyms. So feel free to tune in. I should make this short and sweet. I try not to make these things too long. If you're in the free Facebook group, what is up? This stuff, as you know, this is free, right? This is to help you build your business, right? We are not looking for anything in return besides gym owners kicking ass. And then finally, if you are one of my members, appreciate you. We're live in that group as well. And guys, this is something that you have full access to this training and how to do each one of these. But the point of today's training is to be able to take a subjective question that we sometimes can ask ourselves that feels overwhelming, like where the hell are all of my leads, right? So if you're in business, um, if you own a gym, if you own any kind of business, typically you have some sort of a sales cycle, right? Where you cultivate leads, you cultivate prospects, whatever it is, and then you nurture them and you turn them into customers of yours, right? Gyms are no different. It's not just like some people might imagine. You open up a gym and people just flood in and you're placing or taking orders. Doesn't work like that, right? We actually do have to do quite a bit of work to get the type of customers or clients or members that we want at our gyms. It's not as simple as if you own a micro gym and you teach CrossFit or something like that, you're not necessarily looking for those Planet Fitness gym members, right? It's a whole different model. So how do we get the members that we're looking for, right? And sometimes people feel overwhelmed because they're like, dude, where are all of the leads? And how I don't know what to do. I just feel like they're not, what I was doing before isn't working anymore. And usually, guys, that is because your business will have gone through different cycles. And at the beginning, we have a cycle that we call like first adopters, right? And these are the people that are, man, they're your members that sign up for everything. They're your members that come to all of the events. These are the people that are early adopters, first adopters, and they really, really love what you guys are all about, your mission, your culture, your vision, right? And they're the ones that sought you out and then signed up. But once you get past that wave, it becomes a little bit more difficult to continually get leads on a regular basis, right? And so a lot of gym owners come to me and they're like, look, I need more leads. If I just had more leads, my business would grow, right? And so then the next logical step or question is, well, what are you doing right now to get leads, right? And that's where there's usually a moment of silence and they're like, well, I don't know, not much. I sometimes get referrals or walk ins, or it's word of mouth, or I run ads, but they're not really working like they used to, right? And so this is where I would recommend them getting a very targeted approach to turn that subjective feeling of where are all of my leads into an objective plan of action, right? And so what I do is I walk my students through this lead flow exercise and we identify where their bottlenecks are. We identify what they are doing well and what they could be doing better, and we fix the problem, right? And it doesn't mean it fixes their business forever, right? Because once you have a steady lead flow, that might turn into, wow, I have a lot of customers I'm onboarding. I need to find good coaches. I need to find good trainers, right? And that might turn into, wow, I have a lot of great trainers, but I need to be able to manage them, lead them, have systems in place so the business doesn't require me for every waking moment of its existence, right? And so we go through these different stages of business. We solve the lead problem, then we solve the coaching and fulfillment problem, right? And then we solve the freedom problem where the gym owner is, instead of wearing all of the hats, wearing only the ones that they're looking for. But with that being said, today is all about solving the lead flow problem. So, guys, this is the lead flow exercise that I take these people through, these gym owners, right? And so, what we do, guys, is we break it down into number one, the sources of leads that I recommend you get your customers from. These are best practices, okay? So you could have different sources. The point is diverse approach. Have a diverse approach. If you have all of your eggs in one basket, of course, if that basket dries out, you are just dead in the water, right? And so we need to diversify our approach to getting leads. Okay, so I have the eight organic approaches that I teach, right? Which is organic, meaning that it's not costing you money. You're not paying for advertising, right? Not that advertising is bad, right? But we need to differentiate between our paid sources and our non-paid sources. And this is where we go a little bit more into like cost of acquisition and a profitable model, right? You can't have a profitable model no matter how many leads you can cultivate if your cost of acquisition is incredibly high, right? Because you're never going to be able to beat it out with lifetime value. Not for today's video, but we do have 8 different sources of organic leads that should be bringing in leads every single month, new members every month. If you have less than that, I would look at diversifying your approach so that way it becomes so much easier than trying to find the next big thing that doesn't exist, right? And then I have 4 different paid approaches. So if I am going to spend money on ads, which I don't always, but if I am going to, I am going to diversify that approach as well with different targets, different objectives, different mouse traps to get them in and convert them over to clients. It's not just throw your money at Facebook and see what's happened. This, guys, is a client acquisition system, right? And so that, like any system, can be worked on, can be improved, optimized, modified to work best for your gym. But if you don't have a system, if you're kind of just winging stuff, then you're going to have a lead gen problem until you figure it out, right? On top of that, what we do is we rank each one of these, okay? So the next step is rating them on a scale of 1 to 10. Again, try to not be subjective. Try not to be like, oh, my website looks fucking awesome. It's great. I got a new video up there. I showcase everything. Dude, nobody cares, right? How many leads are you getting? How many members are you getting from it every single month? And we talk a lot about members, right? Not just leads. When you talk to marketing companies, right? Marketing companies are going to be like, hey, I got this cost per click. I got this cost per result or cost per lead. I got this many people to show up. Dude, nobody cares. Nobody cares. We need members. New members that are like, oh my God, what you guys do sounds amazing. Here's my credit card. That's what we need, right? And so these organic sources have the most throughput. They make it to the other end of the funnel more frequently than any paid sources do, right? And so let's rank them. Let's say your website looks great, but it's not really generating a lot of leads, right? Which is the point of what we're doing here. Let's say we give it a 3, okay? And then we rank the next one, SMS and email. Let's give that a 5. It's working really well. We send out value on a regular basis and people reply back, whether we send it through SMS or email. They're like, dude, this is awesome. Sounds like you guys have a really cool gym. How do I check it out, right? That's good. Signage, let's say that's a 1. How many walk-ins do you get? How many people that drive past and say, hey, I saw your sign. You have a really compelling offer. You have a great call to action. This sounds awesome. I had to check it out. And whether you have the call to action being a phone number to call, a website to visit, stop in now, walk-ins welcome, whatever it is, right? Is it producing appointments, leads, members, right? Free Facebook group. Let's say you don't have one, right? A place where your local community can come to view you as a subject matter expert. What if you don't have that? Well, that's a big old 0, right? Because you're not doing it. Direct referrals. What do I mean by direct referrals? Members saying, go to my gym. You will love it there. They're amazing coaches. They're awesome. It only costs this amount. You're gonna love it. That is them directly referring somebody to your business, right? Let's say you get a couple of those. You're at a 3. What about indirect referrals? That is somebody saying, hey, look, my gym's hosting this event. My gym is hosting this challenge. It's a 30-day summer shred. Come join me in it. Come join me in this challenge. I think you'll really like it. My gym's doing this mud race. Come join me in this mud race. And then you have a system for after all of these guests come to your events or challenges to turn them into members. Are you doing something like that? If the answer is no, then you got a 0 here. What about team referrals? Okay. Your team, your coaches, your employees, are they bringing new business in, right? Are they bringing customers in? Because they absolutely should be. Right? Number 1 is you probably never ask them to. There's not clear communication on you making it a KPI of theirs or making it something that you expect of them in exchange for their compensation, right? Number 2, they don't have the skills. They don't know how to do the thing you're asking them to do. Or number 3, they're not motivated, right? You do not have an incentive program in place to actually get them to want to do it, right? There's no bonuses, there's no commission, there's none of that stuff. So you're just kind of asking them and then yelling at them if they don't do it, right? That's not a very good approach, okay? And so maybe you're doing okay at that, but not very well. Health and fitness fairs. Do you not even know what that is? Right? Well, that is a public Facebook event. Again, free. You ever see one of those like pub crawls or brewery tours or whatever? Guys, we can do this at our local, any brick and mortar business. Any brick and mortar business can host a public event and invite people to it and be like, hey, I'm doing, we call it a health and fitness fair. I'm not branding it on my gym. I'm just calling it the Waukesha Health and Fitness Fair, right? And so come on in. I'm going to show you some activities. We're going to have, body fat percentage measurements. We're going to have a booty class. We're going to have, your knees or elbows or back hurts. Let's talk about a movement assessment. All this stuff is free. But when they come into this free event that they can mark interest and are going, you have a mechanism in there that turns them into a member. Are you doing that? How regularly are you doing that? Maybe that's a 0. And then you have some ads, right? High quantity ads. High quantity ads would be like, let's get as many leads for as cheap as we can because you know how to convert them into members. High quality is like, I don't want to do any of that. Let's just put out high quality ads that show exactly what we want. No free, no bait and switch, none of that stuff. And maybe there's even a qualifier. Are you in this area? Are you looking to invest in your health and fitness? Are you interested in this? Like, they have to fill out some questions before they can schedule an appointment. Those are high quality. Then maybe there's some ads that run to that free Facebook group to grow it and build your audience, right? Are you doing that? What about lead magnets? This builds your list. A lead magnet ad will capture someone's name, phone number, and email and build up your SMS and email list. Are you running those, right? And which makes sense for your business. Let's just say that you give this a 3 because you're running ads. You're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. Okay, so now we'd add this up. You have 3 plus 5 is 8, 9. We have 12, 15, 18. So with total points of 18 here, I would look over to my ranking and it says total points. Okay, and so 0 to 10 is critical. We need to fix this problem, guys. Otherwise, you are going to be out of business. You are churning members out faster than you can replace them. So it's only a matter of time before you no longer have a business because you're losing money. You're bleeding cash, and anybody can only bleed cash for so long, right? 11 to 18. In this example, this is where we find ourselves, right? And so top priority, this should be the main focus. If you were to break your business down into the 5 core functions of any business, which would be lead generation, lead nurture, sales, fulfillment, and then retention, right? Or reselling them if you have additional services and things like that. This would be the top priority that I would focus on this month. Then we have 21 to 30, I would make a big effort. Maybe not the top priority, but definitely a big targeted effort to improve this. 31 through 40, a small effort. Guys, let's do something new this month. Let's improve one of these channels this month so we can get more leads. 41 to 50, total points. And you can see as you diversify it and you get better at these things, the total points add up. You might say like, look, let's just maintain. We have a great lead flow. Things are going awesome. Let's focus on other areas of our business. And as you know, there's never any shortage of things that you can work on with your business. And then finally, 50 plus, it's not a problem. Lead generation is not your problem. You have other problems in your business. Nobody's problem free. So we're just working on other stuff. Okay. So now that we know that, let's break this down. We're going to list all the things that we can do. Now, guys, when I do this exercise, it's an hour long, right? So what are the things that we could do, right? Let's say website, we could add a call to action. Maybe you don't have one on there. Maybe we could optimize for mobile. Okay. Maybe we could update your SEO. Search engine optimization, right? Maybe we could add an offer. Maybe you don't have an offer. Maybe you showcase what you're doing, but there's not a hard call offer like, hey, home of the free 7-day transformation program, trial or something like that. Click on yours, click on this button to claim yours now, right? And a real offer, right? So let's say that you did that for each one of these channels and you have, 4 things that you're listing. Guys, by the time we get to the bottom, we have 48 different things that we could do to improve our lead generation. So let's get shit done. Okay. Now we're moving this over to the things that we will do. We're not going to do 48 things in a month. Do not bite off more than you can chew because you will not accomplish it and you'll just feel like a failure and go in the opposite way of momentum, right? And so what are the things that we are going to do? I recommend picking 10 things that you can do to improve your lead generation. So we write those down. We are going to add a call to action. Okay. And we are going to update our SEO. We are going to start the group. And we are going to launch ads for it. Okay. And so on and so forth. And you commit to doing 10 things, right? And who's the owner of them, right? This could be Joey. This could be Jake. This could be Andy. Whoever's on your team, guys. This could be Joey. Okay. So usually it's going to be the owner. Usually the owner is committed to all this stuff. As you grow your team and as you grow your business, that's where the freedom comes in. And we start delegating these things to people that are not you. And we teach them how to do it. We make sure the communication is clear and we make sure we incentivize them, right? So anyways, guys, this turns this into a 30 days. The due date on these are always 30 days. And guess what? We meet in 30 days from today and we do it again. We re-rate these things. Hopefully this 18 goes up. Can we get it up to 22, right? Can we get more leads? And as this number grows, as 22 grows to 32, 42, you have solved your lead generation problem by tactically identifying the things that you can do based on your diverse approach and committing to doing them and picking the person that is committed to doing them. Then all that's left is to get shit done. Now, if you don't do the things that you've committed to doing, well, guys, then that's a whole different problem because you're just not doing the things that you said you're going to do, right? That has nothing to do with strategy or execution or the proper execution. It has to do with motivation and other stuff inside of you that we're not going to talk about in this video on how to fix that, right? But if you make a list of 10 things, guys, and you do that, that's 120 things that you have done to improve your lead generation over the course of a year. So you give it 12 months from now, you absolutely do not have a lead gen problem, right? And so the logical path is to get started with it right now, fix your problem, identify what they are, and make it happen. So appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch this today. I didn't want to make it too long, but this lead flow exercise will solve your lead problems, and I'll see you guys in the next video. We're out of here.